How we doing, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about applying to grad school while I have a full-time job. I really want to go to grad school. It's been a while since I graduated from college. I graduated in 2018, and I really just had a bunch of life stuff to get through before being ready or even considering grad school. Yeah, now I'm in a place where I feel like it's a good choice for me, mostly because I know that the only way for me to grow in the thing that I'm interested in, which is to be a therapist, I want to be a therapist. The only way to do that is by going to grad school. So I have a very clear reason why I need to go to grad school, because I don't think going to grad school is necessary all the time. Like, for example, I am an artist at this point. I don't feel like I want to go to school for being an artist. There was a certain period of time where I was thinking about that. And I think it could be really awesome. But at the same time, for me at this moment, the reason I want to go to grad school is because I need it in order to do the thing that I want to do. Like, it is my roadblock at this point. I want to talk about the reasons why I'm applying to grad school. I also want to talk about the process of applying to grad school, how I'm learning about what's important in this process. And then I want to talk about what it's giving to me, even just the process of applying to grad school. So, the reason why I want to apply to grad school is because I'm really, really missing out on having my own time. Right now, I have a full time job, and it's in something that I really enjoy. I'm a gardener, and it's great because it hits a few birds with one stone. That's why I chose this profession, because I get to be outside. I don't feel like I'm wasting my life away because I'm staying active. I'm enjoying the outdoors. I get to be engaged with the seasons, which is something I was really interested in. And it kind of down regulates my nervous system, and it's good for my mental health in so many ways. The things about it that are not exactly ideal are that the hours are really long. So we will generally have 10-hour days, which isn't so bad if that's the only thing I wanted to do, which at first kind of worked for me. But I'm finding out as I settle into it, and now we're about a year and a half into this job, that I am really, really missing having certain amounts of time to use for my personal stuff, like doing art, making videos, spending time with my friends, things like that. I'm also not able to attend to my chores as and my home as much as I would like to, which builds up and bothers me. So the point is that there is a time factor that I would like to have some more time. I also joined the gardening business as a way of learning about gardening. It has been amazing, but I haven't been able to use those skills on my own home. And so I really want to use the gardening skills and apply them to my own home, because now I live on a farm, and we have a ton of land, but we don't have gardens yet. And I really want to build those gardens, find out what works for our spot, and get to tend to those, because I find it so, so fulfilling to watch something grow, take care of it, see it transform. It gives me hope. It gives me like a joie de vivre. I know you know what that means. I'm just kidding. It means like a joy of living, I believe. So, it just gives me, it's spiritual for me, to be quite frank with you. Well, something that I'm really missing out on while I'm trying to balance all my stuff with this full-time job is I'm not getting enough rest. I even will schedule rest time, like Sundays, as a rest time, but that's like half of my weekend, you know? And I just need to have more sleep. Like, I get so excited about life that I want to do everything, and then I lose out on calming down, and I just need that calming down time. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm so that my time is so scarce that I can't spend my time resting. There are some ways I try to work around that, like by scheduling in my rest time, but it's not enough love. And so I'm ready for that change. Here are the ways that I'm doing it. These are the ways that I'm applying for grad school. Like, it sounds like simple apply for grad school, but there are some things that I've been learning as I've been going through the process. So, first thing is that it actually is just taking kind of a lot of research. It's hard to find time to research when I'm working full time. But just spending like a little bit of time to find out what tuition is. What does it look like to go to school? So the biggest thing that has been helpful for me is talking to people that have gone to grad school. So my boyfriend has a few friends that have gone to grad school later in life, so not directly after college. And I've been lucky enough to talk to those people to see how they did it. What was their experience like? What was their process like? Why did they choose where they went? Why did they choose part-time or full-time student? And it's been really cool to like hear about different people's perspectives. And these specific people, two of them are going to grad school to be a therapist, which is exactly what I want to do, so it's been really helpful. But I actually also got a lot of help from somebody who went to medical school, um, and isn't going into being a therapist. All of them were so helpful in telling me what their experience was like and why they chose what they chose. And then the help that I received from the guy who talked about medical school, it was really helpful because he described to me how he decided to go um, to be a full-time student rather than a part-time student, and kind of the sacrifices that that creates, but also the pros and the cons. And I was feeling nervous about the possibility of being a full-time student because I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. But he kind of demystified student loans to me. Every time I hear about student loans, I feel really afraid of them. So right now in the process of kind of figuring out what am I going to do around payment. I think that's the biggest thing for people like thinking about grad school is how much is it going to cost? How are you going to be able to afford something while you're going to school? Like, are you going to be able to work while you're going to school? And at first I was thinking about being a part-time worker, working full-time and being a part-time student. And I was toying around with that idea, but as I just was continuing on with my job and just seeing the amount of time that I have after work, or on the weekends and on my down days, I just was getting more and more anxious, like thinking this might not be possible. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I barely have enough time as is. Like, I wish I could spend more time with my friends. I wish I could spend more time doing some art or doing random clay project or whatever. And if I were to add like two classes to this, like I think I would be, I think I kind of would freak out. And so after talking to the medical school student, I kind of came around to the idea of the possibility of using loans. And I am scared about it. So I'm going to be talking with my mom's financial advisor this week on Thursday and see what her ideas and options are. There's also just like I just have to figure out my finances around this. Like, see what my options are, see what I'm going to be able to afford, and see how much I'm going to have to use savings and stuff like that. So, um I'm going to talk to her and see, like, maybe she can help me a little bit with the FAFSA stuff and stuff like that. So I'm excited is the wrong word, but I'm going to be doing that just to be a responsible adult while I go through this process and make sure it's something that is possible for me financially. Um, at this point, though, just because I've shown that able to pay, to be financially responsible with the payments that I have to make now and my savings and stuff like that, I feel much more equipped to handle a student loan than I would have been even like 2 or 3 years ago when I was just going paycheck to paycheck and not having any savings at all. So at this point, I feel more ready for that learning curve. It would be a learning curve, but I still feel ready to for the challenge. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the what even just the idea of applying to grad school is giving to me right now, which is just like a beautiful vision for my future. It just feels so wonderful to have something to look forward to. I can find things in the everyday to look forward to, but there's something about having a big goal that just feeds my spirit and helps me get through the day to day. So I'm feeling really, really excited about the possibility of helping other people. There's just so much to learn in the avenue that I'm looking for. Like, grad school really is just the beginning. I'm really hoping to keep sharing my experience of going to grad school, applying to grad school, hopefully getting accepted to grad school, what it's like to study and balance, do work life balance, but then also like the things, maybe some of the things I'm learning. Cause I'm so interested in psychology and I'm going to continue talking about psychology on this channel. I've talked a lot about ADHD, but I've dealt with PTSD, depression, anxiety, blah, blah, blah. And so grad school is going to be teaching me more and more about how to deal with clients, and I'm going to be actually become like an educated person on this subject. Like since like recent, I mean, up till now, I've only spoken from like personal experience. I've taken a few psych classes, like maybe like 4 psych classes in college, and then a little some after college. But lots most of my stuff that I talk about is like from personal experience. My therapy experience, like being a client of therapy, has helped me like learn so much about my own psychology, which is why I feel actually equipped to talk about that stuff because I have personal experience. But yeah, I think I'm just really going to keep documenting like the process of becoming a mental health professional. I'm not a mental health professional. Yeah, I'm excited to like just keep you on the journey with me. I'm just we'll see what happens next. It should be exciting. Just one thing at a time. Got to stay where my feet are, but this is where my feet are. Right here on this couch with you guys. So I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll talk to you next time.